Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the second week of Mr. Mike Reads, and today we're going to go ahead and take on Chapter 2 of The Last Kids on Earth. Chapter 2, Jack's High in the Sky, Impenetrable Tree Fortress of Power. This is where I live. I know it's not like a real deal home with fancy junk like bathrooms and curtains, but I think it's pretty okay. The treehouse used to belong to my scummy little foster brother, before... But I've made some major additions since all the terror went down. Now, why does a 13-year-old need a treehouse that's better defended than Fort Knox, Stark Tower, and the X-Mansion combined? Because a mass of zombie hordes and monster brutes have taken over Wakefield, and as far as I know, the whole freaking world. You probably know what zombies are, but in case you've been living in a hole, let me break down the horror. A classic zombie features many things. Those empty eyes, they're Spooksville. They stink like hot garbage. They're slow until they get close, then fast. Bite you, and you're one of them. Undead. Constant, creepy moaning. Oh, there are other monsters too. Like the dozers, big, hulking brutes that resemble two-legged rhinoceroses. And the winged wretches, flying beasts like mutated pterodactyls. And there are also the vine thingies. Long, red vines that are alive. I mean, yeah, I know plants are alive, but these are like alive. They turn backyards into treacherous jungles. Now keep in mind, these aren't real deal scientific names. I'm no monsterologist. And all that's just scratching the surface. Almost every day I discover some new thing that is horrific and hair-raising and makes you want to hurl. Now you're probably wondering why I'm telling you all this. Why you're privy to the thoughts and ramblings of a kid trying to stay alive during the monster apocalypse. I'll tell you. It's because I think it's important that future people know what it was like in the time after the monsters arrived. Also, I'd like to be remembered, just in case I get eaten one of these days, like this. Now, how you remember me, well, only time will tell. Maybe zombie hunter, monster slayer, late blooming, slow developing 13-year-old? Like I said, before the monster apocalypse, I was an orphan. Well, I guess I still am an orphan, strictly speaking, but you know what I mean. The last family I got stuck with, the Robinsons, they were the worst. As soon as the monsters showed up, they just hightailed it. I wasn't all that surprised they left me behind. Honestly, I'm kinda sure the only reason they took me in the first place was because they wanted someone to rake the leaves. Now, if this sounds like I'm trying to make you feel bad for me or something, I'm not. That is so not my style. I'm just letting you know the situation, the ins and outs, the deets. I learned a long time ago that it's best to try not to worry so much about the junk life shovels on you. Life tries to knock you one, just do your best to duck and keep moving. The way I see it, someone's always got it worse, right? I mean, unless you're the last person on Earth, then technically, yeah, no one has it worse. Ever since the Robinsons pieced out, that's 42 days ago now, I've been forced to survive alone in a world of monsters. That's pretty much the plot of a video game, right? So, I said, you know what, I'll treat life like a video game. And that's easy, because I've always looked at life from a video gamey angle anyway. Picturing people's stats and powers and imagining obstacles like they're big boss fights. You know how in video games there are challenges you complete to earn trophies and achievements? Well, I created my own. Feats of Apocalyptic Success. I earn them by completing goals and challenges. The riskier the challenge, the greater the feat, and I always need photographic proof. For example, feat, Mad Hatter, steal the hats off 5 zombies. Feat, outrun, beat a zombie in a foot race. Feat, say cheese, take a photo with someone you knew before they got zombified. Feat, house hunter, explore 50 different abandoned houses. There are like 106 feats still to be completed, and if I start running low, I just create more. Now, pay attention, here's where things get serious. There is one very important feat of apocalyptic success that I have not yet completed. It is feat, damsel in distress. Find and rescue love interest, June Del Toro. Here's why this particular feat of apocalyptic success is the ultimate feat of apocalyptic success. When I first moved to Wakefield, I decided I wanted to be a photojournalist, which is just a fancy word for taking pictures of cool, action-y stuff. When I told the Robinsons, they said, yeah, okay, that'll happen. So I was like, whatever, I'll handle this on my own, and I got a gig taking photos for the school paper. That is where I met June Del Toro. June Del Toro, the love interest, Hair smells like vanilla, and not that lousy American vanilla. French vanilla. Brain is smart. Total smart brain. Legs? Legs that just won't quit. I have no idea what that means. I heard it in a movie. I guess that means her legs are resilient? I don't know. She wears boys' sneakers. I don't know why I like that, but I do. June was the student editor of the Parker Middle School Gazette, which was perfect because if we're both working on the paper, that gives us a reason to chat and get friendly, right? Turns out, though, June is scary when she's on the job. Do it again. But even when she's ticked off and super stressed, she manages to remain ridiculously cute. This issue isn't going to write itself, people! Now, I should be clear here. I think June kinda hates me. She told me I was lazy. I respectfully disagree. Not lazy. I was just trying to fulfill my role as photographer, the wild rebel who plays by his own rules, the hip, cool guy who's always being hip and cool, nonstop, 24/7, nonstop, hip and cool, hip and cool. June said my photos weren't capturing the important stories around the school. I guess she just wanted snapshots of bake sales or a pic of Mrs. Gradwell's new whiteboard or something. See, I don't go in for a lot of that boring junk. I like action. I like capturing that single moment in time that will never ever be repeated. And now my camera is full of once-in-a-lifetime, death-defying moments and crazy close calls. I mean, just this week. Anyway, even though June maybe kinda hates me, I also definitely kind of like her. A lot. But is she still out there? Is she alive? Is she still in town? Well, here's what I know. The day the monster apocalypse began, I know for a fact June was inside our middle school. But I don't think she's still there because I went by a few days ago and stood outside hollering, "June!" But there was no answer. I'm also very sure that June's parents did not leave town because I went to her house last week and their cars were still in the driveway. I broke in and looked around inside the house too, and it didn't seem like they'd packed up and taken off on a train or something. And I refuse to believe that June has been zombified. So that means she must be here, in town somewhere. So I'm going to find her and I'm going to rescue her. There you have it. That's my life, and that's my goal. I will not rest until I am done. I'm a dorky warrior orphan. I'm a zombie-fighting, monster-slaying tornado of cool. Not really, but this is my story, so deal with it. And I will rescue June Del Toro and complete the ultimate feat of apocalyptic success. Alright, well that was Chapter 2 of The Last Kids on Earth. I hope you'll join us next time for Chapter 3. Until then, take care. Have a great day.